Welcome to The Rundown. I'm Lisa Jackson. On Thursday, November 7th, the Rider University community came together to honor military veterans during the annual Veterans Day ceremony. This event was held by the Rider Veterans and Military Affairs Office and the College of Continuing Studies. Reporter Zane Burney has more on this story.
Through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
We gather today to commemorate and honor the men and women of our armed services for what they have given to our country. Ultimately, they have given us freedom and continue to provide us with national security. It is therefore a true pleasure for us to honor and thank you, our veterans, and hopefully not just today, but every day.
To find out more about Rider's Veterans and Military Affairs Office, you can visit rider.edu/veteransweek. Earlier this month, Rider University welcomed Editor-in-Chief Emeritus of Essence Magazine, Susan L. Taylor, to speak to students on campus. Jada Peterson has more about this event.
Rider University's Tapestry Club held a great event this Thursday. Many people were in attendance to see the famous Editor-in-Chief, Susan L. Taylor.
We just threw all of that away, snatched off those wigs, and went natural. And that was everything that our parents tried not to have.
There was music, videos, snacks, and laughter throughout the program. I spoke with Tatiana Carmen about coordinating this event.
I would say that it was a great success, and I feel relieved that I think people really enjoyed the event, and just like meeting Susan L. Taylor and just hearing her story and hearing her accomplishments really just like inspires me. So yeah, I really enjoyed this.
The Westminster Choir members were in attendance and opened the event. Then we saw a video created by Karan Hansford which depicted Susan L. Taylor's life and accomplishments. Rider student Andriana Rice Gilmore had a great time and thought the event was inspiring.
I did enjoy the event. I felt like she had a way of like explaining things to where it was like more understandable. She kind of just like explained how her story evolved into like this huge story, so it definitely like inspired me. She was definitely very educated on the topic of knowing about what she does and how she does it, and she definitely gave like a lot of students hope for whatever they want to do in the future.
Susan L. Taylor was an inspiration to everyone in the audience. She touched on points including self-confidence, beauty, and her beginnings in Essence Magazine.
This was Black-owned. It is again, but it was owned by African Americans, and so we didn't have to deal with the racial tensions.
She not only uplifted audience members, but even her interviewer was left inspired. Danielle Jackson had a memorable time speaking with Susan L. Taylor.
Interviewing her was not hard at all because she carried it. She was just doing her thing, and it was just great because we were just having a conversation. She's so wise, so just allowing her to just impart her wisdom to everyone in the crowd. It was easy. And then just learning from her to, obviously it's important while you're in school to get your academic degree and work hard, but you also have to take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, you want to be holding that degree. You don't want that degree to be just left in the wind because you couldn't make it. Take care of yourself first, and everything else will come in order.
Overall, the event was something not to be missed. Students and faculty alike walked away with life-changing words and quotes from the famous Susan L. Taylor.
If you want to learn more about her visit to campus, follow her on Twitter at @IamSusanTaylor or purchase her book, All About Love. There are many different housing options at Rider University. Pods and apartments are just two of the choices students have on campus, and they can be difficult to choose from. Reporter Dominic DeRosa gives us an inside look inside these residence halls.
Pods versus apartments can be a difficult choice. Luckily, I got to speak with Noah Gugliotta, a West Village resident, on what it's like to live there.
Basically, West Village was an option because, last year I roomed in Lincoln with my roommate this year, and you and a bunch of other people, and I got that experience of living with other people, and having that experience, I wanted to be able to kind of progress and get the opportunity to make my own meals, buy groceries, and get the actual living experience. Kind of getting ready for the real world in a way.
I also got to speak with Edward Perez on his take about West Village.
The four of us that live here, we actually go grocery shopping every Friday, and we split the cost between the four of us, so it's more cost efficient. And plus, we also have a designated takeout day where we would just buy our own food.
I also asked if living in West Village was isolated compared to the rest of the campus.
Yeah, we do, because we don't have any other reason besides classes to be near the campus mall or in that general area. So after classes, we basically just come back here.
Lastly, I got to speak with a Hill Pod resident in Sean Johnson.
I feel like pods are better than apartments because, it almost lets you get closer with all of your roommates. You don't have your own room. You share a room with your roommates, but then, you're also connected to your other roommates. Usually there's 8 people in a pod, or at least in the pod that I'm in. I know there's some with 6 or 4 or whatever, but it does allow you to really, get closer with some of your roommates.
Not just closer with your roommates, but pods are closer to the campus in general.
So the pods are typically closer to the buildings that, I'm more involved with. The apartments, they're more off in the corners of the campus, and, they make walking to class or to dailies a little bit harder.
I got to speak to Kaylee Ettinger, who lives at Kroner, about why she loves her common room.
So my favorite part about being in the pod is that we have a common room, so we can all hang out and watch TV together and just all be together in one room.
I also got to speak with her roommate, Sarah Waldron, on her preference.
Okay, last year I lived in Ridge, and it was a really nice time. I had a lot of fun, and I met all of my, group of friends there. But this year I live in Kroner, and I really like Kroner because it lets me have a common area and a living room, which lets me spread out all my stuff, and I don't always feel so cramped in a tiny little bedroom. It's nice to have, another space that you can just leave your blanket on and not have to worry about someone else taking it.
With having a common room, plus being at a more affordable price, it is clear that having a pod is better than an apartment.
For more information on Rider housing, visit rider.edu/studentlife. Last weekend, Rider broke out their red and white balloons to welcome prospective students to our campus for an open house. News reporter Kayla Williams was there to capture the event.
On November 10th, Rider University burst open its doors to welcome hundreds of new prospective students. At Open House, prospective students can get an inside look at how the Rider community works and learn more about the different majors and programs that Rider has to offer. I spoke with Kayleen Butterfield, Open House Coordinator, to get more details about the process that prospective students are taken through at Open House.
So not only can they, most importantly, get to sit with their prospective college and faculty, but they get everything that they need in order to understand the Rider experience. So taking a tour, getting to see campus, meeting our faculty, eating our campus food because they have to like what they're eating if they're going to come here for 4 years, but also really get to see if Rider is a good fit for the student.
Many different organizations, offices, and clubs set up tables to present prospective students with information. They were also taken on tours around campus, served refreshments, and given meal vouchers for dailies. I met with a current Rider student to ask them about their experience attending Open House.
Open House is really fun and effective because it's a really good opportunity for seniors from all over the country to come and view Rider, view the classes, the dining services. I know I found it really helpful because I'm an out-of-state student, so it was nice to get a feel for the environment that was on campus. And it's a really good opportunity for parents as well to go with their kids to view what their degree specifically is going to look like for the rest of the 4 years they'll be at school, and to see where they're going to live, and to just overall feel a lot more confident about starting off their college experience on a good foot.
Rider staff, current students, and alumni all came together during Open House to show prospectives everything Rider University has to offer. AJ the Bronc even made an appearance to take pictures. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to Rider's next Open House.
If you're interested in attending the next Open House, visit rider.edu to register. On November 8th, students at Rider University attended the Dueling Pianos event. News reporter Kaylee Ettinger has more on this story.
Dueling Pianos is a sing-along as the performers play songs on the pianos to bring entertainment to the audience. Members from the crowd are able to request their favorite songs be played. They bring great excitement to the people in the room as they sing along and have fun. Dueling Pianos often play at corporate events, weddings, and colleges like Rider University to bring a good time. They visited Rider this past weekend as students gathered around the pianos.
My favorite part of Dueling Pianos were the Disney songs.
My favorite part was singing Can't Help Falling in Love with You with Sarah as they played it on the piano.
I think that Dueling Pianos was a really fun event that we had here at Rider because it allowed me and my friends to go out and just take a nice little break from studying. I have been to Dueling Pianos before. Last year I went to the Dueling Pianos held here at Rider in the pub.
Shooting some people outside the school when a couple of guys, they were up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got a one little fight, my mom got scared. She said, "You with me on there."
Dueling Pianos was an awesome night here for Rider students as they were able to enjoy the evening with their friends, singing along to songs that they love.
To find out more about exciting events happening on campus, you can visit rider.edu/events.
Hi, I'm Corey Cook. Rider University will be recognized by Phi Theta Kappa's Honor Society for their commitment and investment of resources to support transfer students. The event will take place on Tuesday, November 12th, and will be held at Ciambelli Hall. Adriana Rice-Kilmore has more on the story.
I'm here at Rider University, who's being honored for their work ethic and dedication to helping transfer students transition into their university.
Rider University is among the nation's top universities recognized by PTK for their commitment and investment of resources to support transfer students. The university will hold the event from 9 to 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, November 12th, where students will have the opportunity to spend 30 minutes with the Rider Transfer Counselor for an instant admission decision and an on-the-spot scholarship award. Here's what people have to say.
So Transfer Tuesday, so we have a lot of transfers at Rider that come from a lot of community colleges around the area. So basically our transfer counselor helps them all move all their credits over and make sure that they can transfer all their stuff over to Rider super easy so they can come here for the following 2 years and graduate on time just like they hope to.
So Rider really supports their students. One of my transfer student friends is actually my roommate, and she transferred from Rhode Island, so she actually did a lot. She has internships and everything, and they work really well with her, and I feel like it almost felt like she was here from the beginning because she knew the campus so well and how they treated her as a whole aspect, and I feel like she benefited a lot from transferring to this school. So when I came, they have a lot of people help me, administration, the dean, I went to them and then they tell me what I have to do. I also Lindsay Alvarado for career planning. She also helped me with my resume. So Rider had a lot of resources for me when I got here for me for my process to be smooth.
If you're a transfer student and still interested in the event, you can register for the next one on Tuesday, December 17, 2019. You can register through Rider's admission office and a counselor will be in touch with you to schedule for an appointment.
If you're considered transferring to Rider University, you can visit rider.edu for more information. With Election Day behind us, I asked members of the Rider community about their voting experience. I'm here at the BLC to ask the students of Rider, how was your voting experience this election season? Did you vote?
Yes, I did. I'm actually from Hamilton, New Jersey, so it wasn't very far for me to go and vote.
So how was your voting experience?
It was fine. Walked in, and I walked right out.
I did not. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I didn't vote in New Jersey.
I mailed in my ballot this year, which I do every year every election, because I've only been 18 since I've been at college, so I've only been able to vote here. I really like that I can take the time and I can look at the candidates that I want to vote for and I can see their names instead of just hearing them on the news all the time.
Well, I personally did not vote this election season. I really wish I did. I was here and I'm registered in my hometown.
I'm lucky. I live in a small borough in Pennsylvania, and so every time I go to vote, there's been no lines, and I know everybody there that volunteers, so it's always fun. It's like a reunion.
And reporting for The Rundown, I'm Corey Cook. If you want to participate in the next election, you can register online at njelections.org. Rider men's basketball team has started off the season with a 2-0 record. Field reporter Tyre Marshall took a look behind the scenes to find out the team's expectations and what adjustments they have made for the year.
As the season progresses, Rider men's basketball team has big expectations for not only the seniors, but the grad transfers coming in.
As a transfer, I was looking bringing in my experience from past years. I've been in this game for 4 years as a Division I, and coming in as a grad student actually helped the team get better and progress throughout the years. Keeping everybody together, leadership. I know we got some seniors coming back as well, so it just had to help everybody come together as one and win all these games, make it to the dance.
With Rider bringing in 3 incoming freshmen, I had a chance to sit and talk with Chris Ames to see how he has been making the adjustment from high school to college.
As a freshman, adjusting to how life's been on the court and in the classroom, it's been a hard adjustment because high school wasn't as demanding as it is in college. But just talking to my players, the older players on the team and coaches, I've been adjusting pretty well.
With Rider men's team having young talent and seasoned vets, I got a chance to talk to one of the managers to see what his expectation was.
In my honest opinion, I said MAC championship. I feel like we have enough talent on the team to make the all-MAC championship. I think individually, I think everybody knows their roles. Yeah, it's too early in the season for me to say this, but I honestly believe me being around you guys, the culture, the chemistry you guys have from this year, from last year is a lot better from what I've been told. I honestly think the leadership is a lot better from you, Steve, and even Dementia. I think you guys really bring a lot to the table, and I believe we're the best team in the All-America.
Well, there you have it. That's all the information I got from the Rider men's basketball team. Now back to the rundown.
If you are interested in seeing the Bronx play, check out their schedule at gobronx.com. Game of Thrones is one of the most popular shows of all time, and anyone who loves the show knows about the show's original language, Dothraki. Reporter Lisa Jackson sat down with the language's creator, David J. Peterson.
If you've watched Game of Thrones, The 100, or Defiance, you have heard the languages created by one man. David J. Peterson studied linguistics at UC Berkeley and received his master's in linguistics from UC San Diego. Now Peterson is credited with inventing languages for many popular films and television shows. I had the chance to sit down with Peterson to discuss his work in this field and how the process of developing these languages begin.
Really, the first thing that happens is there's a discussion that happens between either me and either a producer or a showrunner or a director or a head writer, somebody like that, and they describe exactly why they need a language, who's going to be speaking it or who's going to be signing it, or how it's supposed to appear visually. And I ask them for as much detail as I can possibly get, because that's usually where I get the idea for what I want to do with the language. There's just so many thousands of decisions that go into making a language that it's almost impossible to come up with two that are identical unless you're trying.
During our conversation, I asked Peterson what his best advice would be for someone who is looking to get into the field of creative linguistics.
Well, there's never a better time to start. You don't really need anything. It's not like you need to buy anything. You just need paper or a word processor. And you can just sit down and start inventing. I know that can feel like a very daunting process. Something that helps inform it is if you've studied linguistics, there's a lot in linguistics that can help you navigate exactly what a language can and can't do. And if you study a lot of foreign languages, like as many as possible, that it really helps to, cement in your mind just how different language can be, and also how it feels to use different types of languages, what types of things you fall back on for languages that have very, very different types of word order or different ways of expressing themselves. So just practice studying foreign languages and studying linguistics. All of that kind of helps. But ultimately, you need to sit down and create a language, figure out what you enjoy, what's difficult to you, what you need to study more, what comes naturally. Just sit down and do it, really.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's show. For everyone here at The Rundown, thanks for watching.